tea time with the gay chicken. Yes, I'm making my tea on the floor because I don't have furniture because I'm a broke bitch. I realize I made a grave mistake just now. Oh, my jaw doesn't move when I talk. That's cool. That I can't actually drink this when I look like this. I'm still getting used to this suit. If I move this back, then I kind of, wobbles a little bit. Okay. So I decided to tell a story today of when I almost... Oh wait, I can't say the word because TikTok and AI, yay. When I almost not made myself alive by accident. If I'm already losing your attention span, the lesson is save the celebrating for after your ritual. Me and my friend were practicing pagans. My friend at the time, who was my best friend, not anymore. That's life. Okay, there's me, Rotgut, and there's Friendo. That's good. So, liked the devil's cabbage, or devil's lettuce, the reefer. I liked liquor. I like getting drunk. She liked getting high. We were getting ready to do the New Year's ritual where we just kind of celebrate everything that happened that year, reminisce, and then also kind of dream about what we would want for next year. We are excited and, scheming. She goes ahead and, rips a bong, and she happened to bring something special, something very popular in Alabama. It's particularly the part we were at. It's moonshine. It was moonshine that I recall being so potent that we had to water it down with Grey Goose. So, she hands me a flask that I am sincerely surprised has not had a hole at the bottom of it that's just been burned through by the amount of alcohol that's in it. I decide to go ahead and start getting drunk. Yay! After a bit of this pre-celebration, me and her decide to set up the ritual finally. We were just going to do a nice little plate with like a figure candle on it because the deity we mostly worked with was like Kuan Yin and other feminine goddesses at the time. So we go downstairs, and I'm just bumbling behind her the whole time. She's really high and giggly. We're both not in the most optimal form right now. I noticed that when she went to grab a plate, for a brief moment, I thought, that looks like it's made out of paper. But no. That'd be silly, right? By the time I really thought about it, she had covered it in aluminum foil. So I couldn't see it. I couldn't double check on her behalf. We get upstairs. We do our thing. The candle's burning. We're doing our prayers and just practicing mindfulness and gratitude. All those things. Hoping for next year and praying for it. The plate, the supposedly paper plate, that is wrapped in aluminum foil like a potato, is covered in not just the candle, but we also put like some roses, some herbs, a lot of flammable stuff. There's a lot going on of just big red flags and things that people should not do. This isn't even like a lesson that needs to be learned. It's just me being stupid. But hey, I wasn't alone. I wasn't the only stupid one. That makes it funnier. Now, this figure candle, it's burning. It's going down. It's going. It gets to the bottom of the plate. And it starts going out. There's a little bit of a wall of wax, and it's just kind of flickering there, and we're like, oh, it's done. Within the blink of an eye, the entire thing just went, it just went up in flames. It wasn't even a little bad. It wasn't a little fire, and then it just started spreading. It just poof. We hot potatoed the ritual plate. I learned something about myself this day. I do not do well when there's an emergency. I do not do well when I feel like I'm about to no longer be present in this realm. What I learned about myself that night is that I freeze when I am very scared. Friendo is the opposite of me, and not in a good way. Her reaction was to panic and to start freaking out and hyperventilating and just having an instant panic attack. All I did was kind of push things back away from the fire, making some space. I didn't know what else to do. I laid down and just kind of accepted my fate. He starts crying and calls her boyfriend. Hopefully he is on his way, because he is the one that saved us. He was the one that, she had a kiddie pool with like a leopard gecko in it, and so he kind of just plopped the gecko out, flipped everything out, and then used it to snuff out the fire. And everything was fine. Like, he came in last second after she had called and hung up. I guess he just went 90 miles an hour to where we were at. Moral of the story, if you're going to work with fire, don't get inebriated beforehand. At the end of it all, there was a big, like, just burnt hole in the floor. And by the way, this is not her house. This was her grandparents' house we were at. Somehow they missed this whole situation despite being downstairs. We were trying to be sneaky about it, so we were opening up all the windows. She had a lot of windows in her room. It was kind of like a rim of windows. It was one of those like fancier architect houses. We're kind of just, taking blankets and like waving the air out to try and make it, a little bit more breathable in the room. I'm still thinking about like what kind of, I'm a smoker, so it doesn't matter that much, but like what kind of fumes I breathed in that day. There's just plastic carpet. We got everything cleaned up, and we have this big hole, like it's just straight through the carpet, and I think there might have been like some wood paneling. And once again kind of saved our asses by like he had like a pocket knife because he's an Alabamian country boy. He cut around the hole and he ripped it up, and then he moved he moved the dresser with the TV on it away from the wall, put the burnt piece as a pattern on the floor, and then just cut around it so he'd have a nice clean piece. He set it where the burnt mark was, and he put the burnt piece under where the TV would be at. It was brilliant. It worked, because when he put the new piece on, it just blended in seamlessly. And we never got caught. Yeah, this ain't gonna work.